Hello, it's Marina from the Butterfly Effect. I'm going to do a daily reading for the 5th of March for the collective, for my subscribers. This may be your story, it may not be, but it may give you an overall idea of what the energy is like for the day. Grumpy Red Fairy combined with the Brown Bear Spirit in reverse. This is somebody who's pretty pissed off. It's not really like angry as such. I know she said she's she's grumpy. This is somebody who's frazzled. This is somebody who feels really kind of, it's overbearing. The day feels a little bit overbearing. The reason my Grumpy Red Fairy is here is because she wants people to be true to themselves. She cannot abide false people. The backstory on this is fabulous because the author, who is obviously a part of the spiritual community, and she was at some gathering where everyone was loving light and all that sort of stuff. Lovely stuff. But the fact of the matter was, she could detect from them that it was just bullshit. So as much as they were like all trying to vibe high and be all love and light, there was aspects of their life that they weren't vibing high about, and they were pissed off, and it just felt really disingenuous to her. So this is where this card comes from. This is really just saying that I'll read you a bit of it. The story, the reading's better than I'll explain it. The Grumpy Red Fairy is tired of being judged by people busy sticking their noses into her business, declaring she doesn't look happy enough, or saying that she should look and act and dress another way. She's very cross because it's tiring walking down the street or into school or around teachers or parents or friends or classmates who evaluate her. It's true that she's quirky and punky, and she never smiles unless she truly wishes to. She's often silent and can feel very out of sorts, but she's never disruptive or unkind or cruel. She just knows it's time to be real and not to fall into the trap of faking a smile. She'd rather frown till she giggles. To some people in this world, sadly, but also truly, it is all about fitting in, all about playing by the rules, and because they put so many restrictions on themselves, they get very disapproving when others like you and the Grumpy Red Fairy feel free enough to be themselves, to express themselves in exciting and dynamic and creative ways. When the Grumpy Red Fairy comes to play, it may be time to really just be your own true self, whoever that is, from day to day. Night, babe. Experiment with your hair and your own personal style, play the drums, join a rock band. Just don't fake it. Don't smile and be sugary sweet and be all nicey nice just because you think that's how you should be. Be real, be authentic, be funny, be you. Try different things, find out who you are. So yeah, she's pissed off and she's frazzled. She or he. I'll come into the genders. There is actually a King and a Queen of Swords here. Very strong Libra vibes from this reading. I'll just give you the signs because it is a daily. In the main, you've got Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Scorpio, Leo, Scorpio again, Sagittarius, and Taurus. That's it. Yeah. The Queen of Swords is in reverse here, and obviously I've had a look. Now both these individuals are in reverse, the King and the Queen, for different reasons really. But in the main, what is looking like happening on the 5th of March is that we have a main male here who has lied, and I'm not saying it's coming to light. It might, I don't know. This man has lied about his worth, his self-worth, and there is a discovery about this. Now, this is probably an older man with the lilies here. I would normally say with it, my Tower card is in reverse, and this is from my Lenormand deck. I know I'm not supposed to read them in reverse, but it did seem appropriate with discovery and it being in reverse, because upright, this would normally represent a man, and I have confirmed because I did instantly go with it, the judge and everything, that it was more a sort of a government body or an organisation, and that there would be a revelation about some deceit there. And if that is the case, and it could be, then it's very much an old and established firm. It's bigger than a firm. It's like, you know, the government or the CIA. It's something big. There is a discovery here. And whatever this has been hidden is becoming overwhelming for someone. I've got the Two of Pentacles in reverse here. So this is really struggling to, you know, keep everything on track. It's an inability to commit. It's kind of like dropping the balls, really. I think someone's like dropping the balls here. But the deceit from this main male is basically that it's about his self-worth. Now, either that can mean financially, I do think there's an element of that, or just that he presents himself as a quite confident individual, and he's not. It's maybe somebody who's literally lied about their height, which is hilarious because this card represents someone who's tall. This would be like a tall man, an aloof man, a standoffish man. I would normally see this as, you know, maybe a lawyer, someone very official. This could be an old folks home, could be a discovery about an old folks home with this combination. But it is reversed, and with, I got Judgment in reverse right in the centre here. So this is someone who is probably isolated themselves, which might have been a poor decision in retrospect. This is someone who maybe is trying to become less detached, less cold, more flexible. It wasn't me. It's hilarious because I've got the Justice card and it would strongly suggested it was. So here's my main male, and I asked what he has lied about if it's not like a corporation. So I've got the Seven of Pentacles in reverse and the Four of Swords. So I feel this is someone who's literally lied about their job, their occupation. This is somebody who may actually be pretty lazy with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, or this is someone who's made poor investments. I really do think this is around investments. The King of Swords in reverse has come through as a gambler with the Hermit in reverse. So, and I think they've retreated. I think, you know, their money's not gone well, probably their job, their financial status as a whole, they have lied about. And I honestly don't think this has come from like a malicious or deceitful way. I don't know why I'm kind of getting that vibe. And maybe it's because I see the position that he's in now, and he's a very, very stuck and isolated individual. This has come more from, you know, trying to fit in, which is, I think, why the Crumpy Red Fairies here. Yeah. I did get when I see a shortcut is where I want to go. So they've maybe like, it's just like kind of trying to keep up with the Joneses here, trying to fit in with the crowd, with the, you know, the people to hang around with. It's almost like wanting to be respected, but for the wrong reasons, you know, for your wealth, for your job, for your status. It's nothing that really matters, basically. But this is what he's lied about. But it wasn't him, apparently. So he's saying it wasn't him. And then we've got Joy in reverse and the Death card in reverse. So this is my Grumpy Red Fairy. I don't know. I think this is probably more the Queen of Swords, but it doesn't have to be. So yeah, no happiness here. The Death card in reverse is kind of like not being able to move on from this. It's like a kind of lingering resentment or having been lied to. But it is also, yeah, it's a lot of stagnation here. Four of Swords is stagnation and retreat and healing as well. And I've got the Hermit in reverse for the King of Swords, and that's someone who can be very selfish, somebody who feels like a victim. I do get there's a fair amount of feeling very sorry for oneself here. But I sort of get the impression it is like they've dug their own grave here, so to speak. The Judgment in reverse is like, this is, you know, it's a poor decision. And there might be no forgiveness here when this comes to light, when this discovery is revealed. There might be no second chances, no resurrection here. So I've got the Scythe and the Bird Soul, and this is with my Queen of Swords. This is like, this might be like sudden communication. This may be, this is rumours, but it's also, it can be kind of like cutting out any anxiety about this situation. But there is anxiety about communication that needs to come through from this King of Swords. When he actually either feels bittersweet about it, or the Queen of Swords will. If it's just two individuals, it doesn't need to be. Queen of Swords has come through as a judge and a mentor with the Justice card. And I think she's going to make a call here when she discovers what she has been lied to about. And it may well be that she puts an end to a situation. Again, it has come through with the Eight of Pentacles, so it does feel very job related. I'm not really seeing this as a romantic relationship at all, but it could be. If it doesn't feel like that though. Somebody's lied about their job, they lied about what they do for a living, they lied about maybe where they work, they lie about or have lied about their self-worth, what they're worth financially. She's going to make a fair decision with the Justice card being upright, but it does very much seem to be to end something. This might be like, just ending her job. Maybe this is a job that brings her no satisfaction at all. Maybe it makes her anxious, the kind of job that she's in, she, he, whatever. There's just no pleasure in this job. And maybe even the company that you work for, you find out that they're a bit, corrupt. This main male could actually be like the boss or a colleague, and yeah, and they're probably quite lazy. They maybe put a lot of the work on you, or vice versa. But the judgment call is there's no going back on this. A fair assessment has been reached, and it is to end a situation, either to not continue to work on something, a relationship or a job, and just to move on, because it creates anxiety. Also cutting out rumours, if there's any sort of rumours kicking about. I've just put a reading up for Mercury getting into Aquarius. It does have a similar vibe. So in terms of bittersweet is this communication that's coming through about the King of Swords, who's also in reverse here. As I say, I'm not seeing either of these in their sort of negative attributes. I just see that they're probably a couple that are isolated from one another, estranged. They've almost got some sort of similar matching energies, but he's come through as a gambler. And I think I sort of get the feeling that he's taken a risk. I don't have the ties, but financially, and it's I kind of just get the feeling it's not come from like a malicious place. I think it's someone who feels the need to have a certain amount of wealth and status to be good enough, to fit in, which is the opposite of what the Grumpy Fairy is all about. She can't bear people that, will be disingenuous to fit in. And I think he's taken a risk here to, up his status, or if he has lied about his status or his occupation or his job or his income, and then he's sort of after the fact try to achieve that, and I think it's not gone well. It's not gone well. I don't know if it's no, it's not gone well, sorry. Yeah, I've got the poverty card here. He's taken a big risk here, and it's not gone in his favour, and that's what may well be communicated. He's gone into hermit mode. He's withdrawn from society. Even, I mean, I've got community card in reverse here, and this is like really, this is major isolation. This person's majorly isolated. Is majorly a word? I don't know, I'll just make them up. It can be somebody who's he's retreated because he fears negative judgment of others. It's also someone who sort of feels isolated from their own friend group, from their community, maybe even from their family. They may have done something, you know, a bit rash, but again, I'm going to say it again, it doesn't feel like it's come from a place. I don't think they've deceived like anyone bar them. Well, they have deceived someone, but it's come from a place of not feeling quite good enough for whoever society and you know, at large. I've got the Five of Cups in reverse here for this King of Swords, and I've got the Ace of Cups in reverse. This is someone who's incredibly lonely, feels really quite isolated, obviously very sad, is probably quite depressed. It's not really engaging. I think they're just doing their healing, but it's still a heavy burden. They're kind of like in two minds here with impartiality. This may mean that this can be my mediator card, so they may actually get someone to help them with their situation, because it is an enormous burden. This is the cross, this is sorrow, this is weight, this is burdens, and it's something that they can't quite move on from. Now, it can also be that they maybe want to travel. I sort of feel they do want to actually maybe even sell their house or relocate or emigrate. And it's taking quite some time. It's making them really impatient with the Temperance card in reverse. But it's also a kind of loss of balance. They're waiting on their prayers being answered here. And they're at a crossroads and a pathway as to where they go from here. The anxiety is like really powerful. Yeah, so they want to move on and want to move house. They might be like trying to sell their property. Maybe they've had to sell their property because they have, you know, they need to raise money. This is something this person is won't be able to share with anyone else, which is why they're having so much stress and why they're isolated. So I actually feel really sorry for this person. But I did get it wasn't me. So I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe it wasn't them, or, you know, maybe, I don't know. But it does feel like a little bit of shirking responsibility for where they're at. So yeah, in a nutshell, it's a day where something might come to light that somebody has lied about their status or their job or where they work, or why they've maybe retreated, and somebody's going to make a judgment call here, and it may well be to end a situation. Or what's actually ending is that someone's just leaving a job that is just overbearing for them. They don't like who they work for, they don't like the company. There's no happiness in their job, so it may put some pressure on their finances to leave, but I think they're making you know, a really healthy decision for their own mental health, really. So let's just take an advice card for the 5th of March 2020 for the collective of my subscribers. Please like and subscribe if you haven't done already. 5th of March 2020 for my subscribers. 5th of March 2020, please select intent and create. So this is about just making plans and trust your instincts. So yeah, shed old skin. It's like let's just do over. Bin it all off. You need to get out of this impartiality. Make a decision. It's so incredibly stressful. You don't make decisions in one direction or another. So be really focused. Write down what you want to create. Trust your instincts are really important. So it's not about, you know, if it's a new job you're looking at or whatever, it's not about how much money it pays or the title of the job or how people are going to think about it or you. It's about what your instincts tell you are going to make you happy, are going to bring some joy back into your life. And it may be a complete change of career here with the shed old skin and the snake and make plans and focus. Yeah, so someone needs to really get focused on where they want to go, and it needs to come from their instincts as to what will bring the joy back into their lives. So that is your reading for the 5th of March. I hope you have a great one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.